Welcome back to the program. Joining me now is Tyler Wilson, real estate investor and consultant and new equity investor with Delta Solar, where he will serve as Senior Vice President of Sales. Tyler Wilson, welcome.
Roby, thanks for having me. Excited to be here.
Well, as a courtesy to our viewers and listeners, we need to establish that you are the Tyler Wilson, former quarterback for the Arkansas Razorbacks. Catch everyone up on your career from when you were drafted by the then Oakland Raiders to your business positions today.
Obviously, some transition out of the football world for sure, and as you mentioned, they're formerly with the Oakland Raiders, now the Las Vegas Raiders, but had several stops in the NFL and a short career there following my time at Arkansas, which is probably more notable than the NFL career. But transitioning out of that and moved here 5 years ago to Little Rock, stayed here in the state of Arkansas, and where I've got familiar faces and people that I've built relationships with really my entire life and career, and joined a local real estate firm here and have been mentored by one of, I would call him one of the old school true developers in Central Arkansas area and Arkansas as a whole, and we have been able to produce a sizable amount of product over the course of 20, 30 years as a firm, but my involvement here just 5 or 6 years. And what I've learned in that time has been an unbelievable experience for me in the real estate business, and seeing so many aspects of the real estate business, from retail to office to warehouse flex space, which we primarily have focused. But we've seen historically low interest rates, and been in a time where we've got opportunities that are in front of us from a banking perspective, and opportunities to invest and build and develop and create. So that's been phenomenal. What I think we've seen over that 5 years, and specifically the last 4 or 5 months, is a change in climate due to natural events. And I think anybody viewing the program today would say, if they haven't had to change their business model or thought or approach to the way they act day to day and what they do and how they survive in business, then I'd question that. And we've had to do the same thing as a developer in real estate. And what we've seen is construction costs continue to increase. We've seen over the last 5 years, just to throw some generic numbers, I'd say there's anywhere from 15 to 20% increase in construction costs. And so we've had to create ways to value engineer really every project and rethink real estate development in its entirety. And that's led me to some creative ways, of which we'll get to here shortly.
All right, let's talk Delta Solar. It is a solar array installer. What does that mean? What does the company specialize in?
Well, this is something that as a real estate investor and developer and working on projects, it was something that I stumbled into pretty naturally, or on a whim, really, working out of the University of Arkansas with the Razorback Foundation on a particular project, which we bumped into an individual of which I've just admired and come to admire, and his knowledge of the industry, being Dr. Doug Hutchings, who is a co-founder of Delta Solar, and previous with another company related to the solar industry at the University of Arkansas. And understanding his involvement in this company, a latest investment with a local businessman, Bob East, who has built and developed several companies here in the Central Arkansas area and has a track record that's certainly worth noting for this industry. And his investment in the company is also very intriguing. But to narrow down into what we do as a solar installer is provide customers with an opportunity to own their own power, and that's a unique thought for a lot of people. What we have done in the real estate business is we like to own our own real estate, and whether you own your own real estate or lease your real estate, there's still a power bill at the end of the day, and there's an electric cost, and I think that's something that people have just become accustomed to, and they think that's just there, and that's the way we've always done business. But as I said earlier, we've had to get creative, or I have had to think outside the box, and understanding what Delta Solar provides to customers is a way to own their own power with a solar array, whether that be an on-site system or an off-site system, to reduce their electric bill and own their power essentially over time.
And your new role, what enticed you to join this as an investor, and what will you be doing for the company?
We've gone back and forth on a title, and we've settled on that one, and I'm thankful for it. But what I'm excited to do here is be a part of the board day to day, and master plan an idea and a concept about what the company can be and become, and where it's been. Understanding the roots of the company, which has been primarily in Southeast Arkansas to date, working with the farmers in Southeast Arkansas and grain bin projects, and making their investment found. And I think that is that's where we've been, and where we're going is slightly more the commercial direction, and that me being a part, and me being around what I've been around in the commercial space is I think a natural transition fit, and works really well with, one, me as a developer, but two, the friends in the space, and the colleagues in the space, and all the connections that I have. I think that's a natural, seamless fit, and I think there's a certain value in being able to provide anyone that has a real estate asset a reduced power costs, and I'll provide that regardless of title at Delta Solar.
The company is Delta Solar. He is Tyler Wilson, newly named investor and Senior Vice President of Sales. Best of luck to you, Tyler. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
I'm Roby Brock. Take care.